Hey guys, it's Liz, and in today's video we're going to talk about our brows. So what I do to get these flaky brows. So it's basically the same stuff that I used in my everyday makeup routine, but I'm going to try to go into detail on what I actually do to accomplish these amazing brows. So if you want to see that video, keep on watching. As you guys can see, I have pretty full brows. I don't really need to do anything to them except for maybe like a tinted brow gel, but this is what I like to do every day for my brows. These are the same products and steps that I did in my everyday makeup routine, so same thing, same process, but I'm just going to go into detail into what I actually did. So we are going to start off with the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in Espresso. I'm going to take the spoolie side and just comb through those brows. Then, taking the pencil part, we're going to start at the bottom of the brow and just make a line going all the way to the tail end. This kind of gives us the shape that we want. And I'm trying currently to grow hair right here in this area, because I feel like this brow is a little bit shorter than this brow, and I grew hair right here, so I'm thinking I can grow hair on this side too. So we're going to start here, make a nice line. It doesn't have to be precise, because we're going to clean up the brows anyways. So doing that. So now you got kind of a line to go with, and then we're going to start at the top and just do hair-like strokes going towards where the hair is growing. So starting about halfway and then just making little strokes. All the way down to the end here. And then just kind of filling it in as you go. So as you get towards the front of the brow is when you start to lessen the pressure on the pencil. You don't want to have really pronounced lines. So doing that, just keep going. And I like to stop around like right here, doing my downward strokes. And then you can take your spoolie side and start blending that through. For the front of the brow, I like to go in upward strokes like the hair grows. So starting at the front and making little hair-like strokes. Like so. And you don't have to be super precise on the lines per se, like going outside of the lines, just because we're going to clean it up. So doing strokes towards the front, like so. And then just blending it through. And I like a bold brow, so I like to go through my brow a few times with the pencil and then kind of fill in the sparse areas with the powder. Okay, so that's the first step in my brow routine. This is where I like to go through and then clean up the brow. So with that, we're just going to use some type of concealer, whatever kind of concealer you want to use today, Tarte Shape Tape, and just a concealer brush. We're gonna go underneath the brow, clean it up. And then you can also go towards the top and clean it up as well. And sometimes I get like really harsh lines like this when I do concealer, so I kind of like to tap it and blend it in with my finger. And then also on this side, just to make it look a little bit more natural. So there's that. And then I like to go one more time with the spoolie. Remember, kids, the spoolie is your friend. Blend those brows out. So this is basically, you can stop here if you want to, but I like to add a powder just so I can set the pencil and then have my brows last all day. With that, we're going to take the Anastasia Brow Powder Duo in Soft Brown, and it has two powders as the name says, and I'm going to take the darker one on this side towards the tail end of my brow, and then the lighter color on the front side of my brow. And I like to use a brush that has a slanted edge like this and a spoolie like so. So dipping into that darker powder, we'll go towards the tail end and then just mimic the same thing we were doing with the pencil. Just downward, I can't say that word today, downward strokes. There you go. So just mimicking that. And you can also define the bottom of the brow like we did before. And then as you get towards the front of the brow, I like to mix the colors a little bit and then do this part and then just use the lighter color on this part, kind of like an ombre brow. So now taking that lighter color, and then taking the spoolie and blending it through. So this is the brow that I do every day when I have a full face of makeup. I'll go bolder if I'm doing a more dramatic eye look, or I'll go softer and just use the brow powder. But this is basically it. It's pretty simple. You guys can see the difference between this one and this one. The only thing left to do is to set your brows. So I like to use Benefit's Brow Setter 24 hours. It leaves your hairs staying where they want to. It's waterproof. I really like it. And it's got this really cool brush to it. I don't know if you can see it. One side has really long bristles and the other side has the little short bristles. But I'll just go through it with the longer bristles and have my brows stand up in the front to have almost like a feathery look. And then kind of just brush my way through like so. This also helps for the brows to blend more with the product. So up. And then if they get too crazy, you can always just set them back down. Like so. Might look a little crazy because I only have one brow on and nothing else on my face. But yeah, that is the brow. So yeah guys, that is everything that I do to get these brows on fleek. Is that even a term anymore? I feel like I haven't heard that term in a long time, but I love a good brow. So I obsess with my brows. I take my time in the morning with my brows. I'm addicted to brows, to a good brow. If I see you on the street and you have a good brow, I will tell you you have a good brow. Like that, I'm that person. Like I can't stop staring at my brows. Is that a bad thing? I think that's a bad thing. Okay, stop. To answer questions on grooming, I pluck my brows personally and I trim them, like the top right here. I don't go to anybody to get my brows done because I'm a little paranoid that they will mess up my brows. So I've been doing them for the longest time, so I just pluck and trim. And I do it here at home and it's free. So, and I mean, it's working for me. If I have any problems, I guess I can go to somebody and get my brows done, but until that happens, I'll be doing my brows. I can't stop staring. Anyways, if you like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. I truly appreciate it. Leave me any recommendations on what you want to see from me next. I have a list going in my head of what I want to film, but I can always use suggestions and I'll put those on the list. But until next time, bye guys!